In September of 2015, Tobey Maguire appeared on Jimmy Kimmel to discuss his role as chess grandmaster Bobby Fischer in the film Pawn's Sacrifice. The interview was a typical promo gig until the conversation shifted here.
Bobby Fischer, for those who don't know, for those who are either too young to remember or who just don't know,
Sure.
He was one of the most famous people in the country, in the world, really, in the early 70s, right?
Yeah, I believe 1972, you could say he was the most famous man in the world, or most famous person in the world, measured essentially by he was in the media more than anybody else that year.
He was their Donald Trump.
He was their Donald Trump, exactly.
The comparison isn't just a good laugh for late-night TV. It's an undeniable reality that has great implications for the future of our very culture. The fact is, Fischer and Trump are almost identical cultural figures, just positioned on different spots of the timeline. They commanded our undivided attention for the same reason: their drive to win the game. In 1972, Bobby Fischer, already a chess grandmaster and US champion, set his eyes upon the World Chess Championship. In 2015, Donald Trump descended from the endless escalators of Trump Tower to announce his intentions to seek an even greater prize: the White House. Both faced seemingly insurmountable odds. Fischer seeking a title never held by a player born in the United States, with the daunting challenge of usurping the crown from Soviet all-star Boris Spassky, while Trump was met with even greater challenges, fighting to be the only US president with no prior political or military experience amongst a bloated 17-person Republican primary. Not to mention the looming frontrunner, Hillary Clinton, also on the rise. However, Fischer and Trump weren't daunted by their odds, they were emboldened by them. Fischer plowed through the USSR versus the rest of the world tournament in 1970 and soon became a media fixture in the United States. A boy from Brooklyn aiming to take on the entire Soviet Union at the height of the Cold War. Similarly, Trump emerged as an immediate frontrunner during the Republican primaries, taking center stage at the first debate on Fox News, and the cameras would never stop rolling. As Fischer and Trump picked off their competitors one by one, they were elevated irrevocably as cultural icons. Fischer had become the most famous athlete in America, most certainly the most famous chess player. He was bold and brash, never ceasing to exude well-justified confidence, and garnered the occasional laugh, too.
I had a date last night.
No kidding, how'd you do?
Great, I beat her in 4 moves.
Likewise, practically every news outlet in the country had their eyes on Trump by the time primary voting began. While his campaign was often dubbed as a joke by political pundits, Trump never wavered in his assertions. But the press wasn't always good either. Fischer was an unabashed anti-Semite, never failing to vocalize his relentless criticism of the Jews. Similarly, Trump also found himself at the forefront of controversy. His campaign announcement was deemed racist in its characterization of illegal immigrants.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Yet, nearly half of the country found his claims to be entirely accurate. Much later, Trump would find himself deemed a sexist and ripe for accusations of sexual assault for what he called
locker room talk,
as a leaked video showed him proclaiming his ability to
grab him by the...
Nevertheless, we couldn't stop watching, and they couldn't stop winning. While Fischer secured his seat against reigning champ Boris Spassky in the World Chess Championship, Donald Trump defeated his Republican competitors to face Hillary Clinton in the general election. After nail-bitingly intense challenges, Fischer losing the first match of the championship to a well-prepared Spassky, as depicted here in Maguire's portrayal, and Trump finding himself hammered in the first debate by a well-prepared Clinton, the duo found themselves claiming an unexpected triumph. Fischer crowned world chess champion, and Trump declared president-elect.
Sorry to keep you waiting, complicated business.
While Trump's path forward is unclear, Fischer's response to victory remains all too familiar. Following his victory, Fischer would forfeit the title in 1975 as a result of what many called unreasonable demands in his proposed match against Karpov. Furthermore, his 1992 rematch against Spassky violated an executive order against economic activities in Yugoslavia, marking Fischer's life as a fugitive and immigrant to Iceland. Fischer's commentary soon became increasingly aggressive, applauding the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center and calling for both a military coup of the United States and the massacre of hundreds of thousands of Jewish ringleaders across the country. The question is, what will Trump's path become? Will he too find himself defeated by victory? Or, more optimistically, has Trump's path just begun, with the true game to be won a simple promise?
We will make America great again.